now shine with your reflection on me.
Hola, welcome back to another vlog. If you do not know, my name's Emma. I make videos, vlogs, Instagram content, podcasts and newsletters about money, finance, mindful spending, financial psychology, all that good stuff. Today is Thursday and I want to document this day because today is Melbourne's last day in lockdown. As of 11:59 tonight, the lockdown is over. There is no curfew. There's no travel radius limit, but also we can't leave the state or go to regional Victoria. So there kind of is, but like no 5k limit or anything, which is just amazing. When we found out that we were coming out of lockdown, I was kind of excited, but isn't that just going to be depression with restaurants? Like, you know, depression with benefits, depression with fries. Would you like fries with your depression? Now that it's happening, it's a bit more exciting. I actually wish that I'd vlogged when I got up this morning. I got up at 5 a.m. this morning, record a podcast with Dylan B. Jones from the So I Got to Thinking Sex and the City podcast. So that was really fun. I was just fangirling him the whole time and just kept like quoting him back to himself, which was so fucking embarrassing. But it was a really good episode. It's going to be on all the money themes that are in Sex and the City. So stay tuned for when that's coming out. It is the Broke Generation podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all that shit. Today's just a work day for me, working at my job today. Come join me. Today has been a shit show at the Fart Factory. You know what's so funny is that having a part-time job and a part-time business is supposed to be the dream. But oh my god, the mental load is so overwhelming and I have to be quite flexible with my work days. Well, I am quite flexible with my work days with my job so that the business doesn't suffer because I'm part-time. But like, what I never seem to think about is whether I suffer. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll change my days. And it means I have no time to do anything I need. And my business is always secondary. And I don't know why I keep doing it to myself. My headphones died, so I can't listen to a podcast. As if this day couldn't get any more frustrating. At least the light looks nice. Hello. I started vlogging on Thursday. Complete fucking failure, to be honest. I had a very stressful day and so I didn't film anything. And then Friday I was like, oh, I'm going to film going out for dinner because we went out for dinner. I went out for dinner with a friend because it was the first night we could and we could get a booking. And didn't film any of that. And then I came home and cried because I felt just kind of quite numb. Like I had a really lovely time. But I was seeing sort of a lot of content from people being like, I'm so happy I could cry, or like just like sheer elation about being out and sort of like the magnitude of the moment. I just wasn't like feeling quite that same level of accomplishment. Like I think this lockdown ending is really different. The environment looks very different and that's quite hard to swallow for me, I think. But I'm hoping over time the kind of benefit of being around people and having plans and stuff will start to compound into greater like levels of happiness and well-being, I suppose. Yeah, that was kind of dark. I've got no plans tonight, which is really good because my introvert battery needs charging because I had brunch this morning with my boyfriend's parents. I'm gonna chill for the rest of the day. And then we've got a dinner out tomorrow, me and my boyfriend. So that'll be nice. And hopefully by then I'll start settling into this new normal. Okay, Okay, so I'm on a mission to find out how to make homemade hummus really, really delicious, like the ultimate homemade hummus. I always make it myself and it's good, but it's not as amazing and really good hummuses that you get in restaurants and stuff. So I've been researching how to do it and I'm going to give it a go today. So the hummus went pretty well. It was very enjoyable. I got it very smooth and creamy. I lost the footage where I was explaining it, so I'll explain it again. Basically, I did some research and supposedly aquafaba, so the juices from a chickpea can, is supposed to help, but I've never really found that makes much of a difference for me. So this time I boiled the chickpeas for a few minutes before cooling them and putting them in to blend, to make them sort of mushy, because I read that can help. I used an Israeli tahini rather than, I'd been using like the macro organic one from Woolworths, just because like that's what I had in the fridge. But a better quality tahini is the key. I've heard the Ethiopian tahini is like primo, but I haven't been able to find that, and you can only get it online and the delivery delays at the moment. I'm not waiting like a month to get my tahini to make hummus. Then I soaked my garlic in lemon juice before putting it in to reduce that like bitter taste. Use lots of lots of lemon juice, lots of salt and pepper, and just blend it up real good with a bit of water to loosen it. And it's like a really nice pale colour, a bit like the Nando's one. And like, I know Nando's is not like the pinnacle of like cuisine, but their hummus is really delicious. And they probably don't even make it, so it's probably some kind of like commercial something, which probably means it's really shit quality. But anyway, I made this one myself. It's really nice. I made it with some I had it with some falafel and some like veggies last night. I'll insert a picture here in case you give a fuck. Yeah, it was a good time. Try it yourself. I'm going for a walk to a cafe, a bakery that I have reason to believe has macarons. I'm home with the goods. I really can't stop when it comes to macarons, but I'm gonna have a couple now with a cup of tea. All right, let's have a macaron and a debrief. So I was thinking, I was like lolling around in bed deciding whether I wanted to go for a walk today. And I was like, I can't really be bothered, blah, blah, blah. I could just lay here and do nothing. And I was like, no, go today, because tomorrow I'm due to get my period, or maybe today. And the first couple of days of my period are heavy and I get cramps and I probably wouldn't feel like going for a walk tomorrow. So I was like, okay, strike while the iron is hot and go for a walk. And it kind of got me thinking, just kind of that mindset for any kind of habit change, behavior change, money in particular. So I think with that sort of thing, like, or you might go, I want to do such and such, and I'll go now before it rains, or I'll go now because I feel like it now. So I think when we think about that financially, I feel like it's an interesting mindset shift, because you might be sort of thinking, I'm going to start saving, or I'm going to start investing, or I'm going to start contributing to my retirement fund or whatever. But then, things always come up and we don't do it. We do other things instead. We YOLO instead, or we do whatever instead. And we think, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. I'll save more next month. I'll do this next month. When actually, if we thought about striking while the iron is hot, what if the circumstances being not necessarily perfect, but ripe for doing the thing, whatever the thing is right now, what if that was enough to propel us to do the thing? Because just like going for a walk, if I hadn't gone for a walk today, then I might not have felt like it tomorrow because I might get my period, and then I wouldn't have gone for a walk at all. And a bit like saving. If this month you don't save a certain amount of money, what if next month you get a parking ticket, or you get a flat tire or something, and then suddenly your opportunity to save that month has gone out the window as well? And then, so, you know, more broader than that, and I don't like being too morbid about money, but I am a very anxious person. And so, you know, if we don't save while we're young, what if when we're older, we have some kind of medical incident that requires money or requires us to take time off work or whatever? If we change our mindset towards striking while the iron is hot in both everyday habits and in financial habits, I feel like we could sort of like make the most of the circumstances as they are and do the best that we can with the circumstances we are in, so that we don't look back and have regrets when more time has passed, thinking that we wish we'd done more then when we could. Because, you know, we always sort of underestimate the amount that things will change, and even pessimists, for want of a better word, like me, that's very anxious about things going wrong in life, I can't really be that anxious about it, because am I always doing the things I should be doing to protect myself from those things? Absolutely not. As with everything, it's finding a balance. You can't possibly give up absolutely everything in the present, just in case you need it in the future. But that sort of striking while the iron is hot and doing as much of the thing as you can while you can with the circumstances you have that might not be the perfect circumstances, but they're the circumstances that allow some moving of the needle. I don't know, I think that's quite interesting. In equally pressing news, I'm going to taste one of the macarons. I believe this is chocolate. I mean, Einstein. I think this might be chocolate. Just on cue, my cat started scraping in his litter box. Do you mind? So rude. I think this might be candy floss. Darling! Ooh, this one's really nice. It's got like a thick cream in. Yeah, look, I didn't want to say it. The chocolate one was a tiny bit dry. I mean, I love, just fucking delicious. I love macarons, but this one's the winner. And I gave my boyfriend a lemon one on his way out. He just passed me and his looked like plump. So in the name of striking while the iron is hot, I often find myself, so when you do anything of your own business, freelancing, whatever it is, content creating, whatever we want to call it, there's always an element of, cat's got the zoomies. There's always an element of, there's always something to be done. And learning to have boundaries so that you actually have free time is equally as difficult, I think, as knowing what's your boundary and what's not. For a while, the rule no work on the weekends just had to be the case for me, because I was just so burnt out from doing work all the time and never really taking any breaks or whatever. Sometimes that's not the self-care. Sometimes banning work on the weekends is not the self-care, because if you've got a pocket of time somewhere, for example, yesterday morning I got up and I had an hour and a half free before I was going for, there he goes. I had an hour and a half free before I was going for brunch with my boyfriend's family. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bang out the end of a podcast that I'd started the day before. And even though I was like, oh, but I should be chilling, the self-care was actually getting that thing off of my mental load. And I think now's the same thing. It's knowing what's the self-care. Is the self-care the boundary of not doing work on the weekends? Or is the self-care knowing when to get something boxed off, or getting something off your to-do list, or setting yourself a timer for 25 minutes and just smashing out a Pomodoro just to get some stuff done? And I've got a bit of a free couple of hours now, actually, that I didn't expect to have. But I'm gonna do a 25-minute Pomodoro on just some stuff for the broke generation. Instead of forcing myself to relax because of my no work on the weekends boundary, I'm going to strike while the iron is hot and do the thing now while I feel like I can. Like I feel like I'm energized and I'm, not lying in a pit of misery in bed. Let's strike while the iron is hot. Made a cup of tea, which is dangerously full. It's a herbal tea. It reminds me of, I don't know if this aired anywhere but the UK, but there was this Brita ad, and the woman in the ad had like a cup of tea that looked like this, but obviously slightly more brown because it was like true tea. And she was like, my lovely cup of tea. If anyone remembers, comment and tell me. By the way, these shelves are on wheels and they are the best thing ever. I remember being so excited when I saw them at IKEA because we have this silly little space between the shower and the bath, and I was like, there must be something narrow enough to go there, and I was really struggling to find anything on Marketplace or whatever. And I did find that at IKEA for like $25, I think, and it's the perfect fit, and it's so good for all my like bath bits and pieces. Time to get ready. Nice fake tan stain. I'm not sure what to wear. It's an annoying time having an early-ish dinner, but it's not that warm. It's only like 13 degrees out, so let's just calm ourselves down. No, just your elbow. Happy Monday morning and welcome back to my dusty dashboard. Today is just not my day. So I was awake half the night with the worst period cramps of all time. And no, not of all time. I'm actually quite lucky with my period. It was just really bad for me last night. My legs were really hurting. I don't know if it was also because I was full from dinner, which was fucking delicious, by the way. Yeah, then I woke up this morning and like somehow we have run out of toilet paper, which is just something we don't do because we have it on a subscription. Normally we have like a laughable amount of toilet paper, like it's a joke how much toilet paper we usually have. But somewhere along the line, the lockdown haze, we've run out. So now I've got to go and get some, which saying out loud is not even a big deal. But to me it feels like the end of the world. I've got a fucking day today, and a lot of what I need to do needs to be like filming things for a sponsorship, which like for me is not a super common thing that I do. Often when I do them, they're always really tight turnarounds because such is influencer marketing, and it just always falls at the most irritating time. So today I'm gonna have to be like wailing in pain from my period off cam. But I need to just shake myself up. I need to reframe my mindset because I feel like the world owes me a favour at the moment because I've had to go out. Let's go and get some toilet paper. This day is looking up. We got a fucking great parking spot, the first one. It's all coming up Millhouse. I don't know what toilet paper to get these days because I always get mine delivered. Oh, bamboo. I deserve to be cancelled for that because that was $42. Why am I like this? Yeah, I ended up buying some other things as well. Story of my life, I take her home. Some mussel soak and a gourmet traveller. Gourmet traveller special edition. Because I'm a gourmet traveller tragic as well. Fun fact about me, I read Gourmet Traveller magazine. I love it, love reading about the food, love reading about the restaurants, love reading about the chefs. It's been really interesting actually this last year with obviously everything going on with hospitality. So that was that was great. My money transferred from my savings account today because I transfer myself a weekly amount, and oh wow, I've already spent a quarter of it. Fuck that for me. Anyway, let's go. Okay, I need a game plan. So just before I do anything else, I'm gonna sit here and work out what really needs to be done today. And then the real stuff I must do is this filming stuff, which is obviously gonna need to happen a bit later when my pain relief has kicked in. So I'm gonna be desk-based for this little bit. I also need to start editing this vlog, so We're going to reduce the stress. I'm going to start with recording a sponsor audio for this. It's in partnership with this other stuff that needs to be filmed later, but the good news about audio is that I can look like this. So I'm going to get that boxed off because I can get that done in under an hour, and then the momentum will begin. I've been on a roll. Finally, the pain relief kicked in and I've been filming some fun, festive content. It feels hideously early. Honestly, trust me, the hardest part of filming anything that is sponsored is sort of setting up some sort of themed place to take the pictures or shoot the content. Especially when you're sort of like me and I don't really like buying a ton of props and stuff like that, just because of like wastage more than anything else. So some people have got these like really beautiful setups and I'm just like sticking crackers onto my wall. But you know, we move. I will wrap up this vlog here. The theme of this week's newsletter, leading on from my kitchen musings earlier on, is how to shift your mindset to one of striking while the iron is hot. To do all of the things that you know you should do, but keep putting off, like saving money, doing that work thing, whatever it might be. So sign up to the newsletter if you haven't already. I would love if you hit the like and subscribe button on this video because it helps support the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Yes, I'm the